really only two kinds of music. There was rock, which was big arena rock, and then there was disco. And both of those were pretty lame at the time. The rock and roll stuff that was happening was just too overproduced and really, kind of losing touch with what people were really about, I thought. Once I heard punk rock, it was just, the first punk rock records I heard were the Dickies, just a white vinyl EP. It was different, first of all, it was on a white vinyl. It was just different than anything you'd ever seen. And then the Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bullets. And they were just both so powerful, and just raw. It was, and what they were saying about, to me, it seemed more powerful. It meant a hell of a lot more than what REO Speedwagon was singing about at the time. So, once I heard those records, that was it. It was like anything that even related to these guys at all, or, was hooked up somehow. That was what I wanted to check out and get into.
I mostly listened to REO Speedwagon, actually, at that time, so I don't know. We come from a little bit different place. A lot of it is a conscious effort, like, I choose punk rock fans instead of...
that's one of the things that separated punk rock from, like, rock and roll. It wasn't so much about technical ability. It was more about a desire and intent, having these feelings that you wanted to get out, and take 3 chords and just do it, or 2 chords, or 1 chord.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about bands like the Ramones, is that it was very simple, but it was really heartfelt and really good songs, and great songs, and you didn't have to be a guitar virtuoso to do it. The Ramones would go on tour, every town they'd play in, all these bands would start up after the show, because they'd watch the band and say, oh wow, we could do this too. So that was what was so great and so invigorating about the punk scene, is that it inspired people to do it themselves and start their own bands.
There's been a lot of punk bands that have been just hugely inspirational. Dexter pointed out that the Ramones, when they would tour the U.S., you'd see bands that were inspired, pop up almost immediately, after they came through. There's the Sex Pistols, of course, from England, and the Clash as well from England. On our side of the country, we had Jello Biafra, who was a singer for the Dead Kennedys, and just hugely inspirational, I think, real icon of the West Coast scene. There's bands like X from LA, and for us, some of the Orange County bands that meant a lot to us were bands like Social Distortion, TSOL, The Adolescents, Vandals. So there's thousands of influential people and bands out there. People that work behind the scenes too, set up clubs or whatever. That's what it was almost as important as the bands themselves. I think one of the things too about especially the early punk rock stuff was that while hair bands were singing about girls, and drugs and whatever, and the disco culture was just kind of going off, you had people singing about just taboo subjects, singing about masturbation or killing the poor, or holiday in Cambodia, and you were singing about things that no one had ever even thought of putting to a rock song before. And so I don't know if it was so much all intelligent or intellectual. It was just breaking rules and defying convention and taking music and rock music into a completely different area, or different areas. Yeah, there's always been an element of punk that has been just, it's just so rebellious, and it's so about breaking rules, and also such high energy music. The slam pits have always been kind of violent, people slamming into each other, but it's not been malicious. In most cases, it's not malicious. You'll get the occasional jock and the kid that wants to hurt people, but I think just because punk rock is so much about breaking rules, and it is such a high energetic form of music, that you get some people that take either of those too far, and you have some troublemakers in that scene. But go to a high school football game, anywhere in the U.S. on a Friday night, whatever, the weekend, and there's going to be fights and people are just brutally trying to hurt each other at least on the field, if not in the stands. It's hard. This is our record. It's so hard for us to kind of be subjective, or objective, and just go, well, this is what's punk about this record, and this is what isn't. I think when we try to break rules, that's more of a, comes from just our desire to break rules, the same desire that got us into punk rock. we don't want to go around trumpeting what we do as, being the savior of punk music or more punker than anyone else. I mean, Rancid's way punker than we'll ever be. So, punk rock's just where we came from. It means a lot to us. I mean, it really does. It's something that means a lot to us. More than, anyone will ever know if it's not been in that scene. So, but I mean, this is just a record. It's just fun. It's not, it's not meant to save the world. It's not meant to be important. It's just entertaining. It's been fun.
It has been fun. What do you think?
We've had a good time here on These Two Dogs.
Yes, we have. Thank you for watching. Thanks for checking it out. And I don't know. Hopefully, we'll come back and we'll see you guys real soon. We come to Poland quite often. We played there like what, 3 times, I think, something like that. And our records, we have a new record out now, so I'm sure we'll be back sometime soon to play a show for y'all. So until then, take it easy. We'll see you at the show.